If you're thinking about moving to the western Chicago suburbs, Batavia, Illinois is one of those towns that deserves a serious look. You have the downtown along the Fox River, strong public schools, homes where your dollars go further, great parks and trails, community events year-round, and access to nearby transportation hubs. So in this video, we're going to talk about what life is really like in Batavia, what's happening here, what the housing market looks like, and what you should know, so let's jump in. A fun part of Batavia's identity is that it's known as the Windmill City. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, Batavia was a major windmill manufacturing center, and you see that history reflected around town to this day. You'll notice windmills and historical references near the Riverwalk and local branding, and nearby Fabian Windmill sits along the Fox River just north of Batavia, and it's one of the more recognizable historic landmarks in the area. Now, Batavia is part of the Fox River Tri-Cities area, along with Geneva and St. Charles. It sits west of Chicago, about 43 miles, close to Randall Road, which gives you a huge corridor of shopping, restaurants, healthcare, and daily conveniences. It's also close to I-88, which helps if you're commuting toward Oak Brook, Naperville, and the I-88 Tech Corridor, or even toward the city of Chicago. And because Batavia sits between Geneva and Aurora, you've got multiple options for train access. Commuters can use Geneva Metro Station just to the north, or sometimes Aurora to the south, kind of depending on where you live and which train station location they need to access in the city. That makes it a practical location for people who want a suburban lifestyle but still need access to jobs, shopping, airports, and other parts of Chicagoland. Overall, if a daily Chicago commute is part of your lifestyle, plenty of people make it happen here who live in this area. However, definitely plan for a longer commute. Charming, historic, and the Fox River, Batavia might not make headlines the way Naperville or St. Charles do, but this city has some serious small town character, and it's one of the things that residents love the most. Now, downtown Batavia has one of the better setups in the western suburbs because the Fox River runs right through the middle of town, with historic buildings setting the character, local restaurants, the Batavia Boardwalk shops, the newly built Callahan Community Center, the Comedy Vault, and the classic small downtown feel. It's not as polished or tourist heavy as some other nearby suburbs, and honestly, that's part of the appeal. Now, Batavia feels more local, casual, and lived in. That's why I always encourage people to visit in person, spend an afternoon in each town you have interest in, and see which one fits your personality and lifestyle the best. Going off of that, the Fox River is one of Batavia's biggest lifestyle advantages, and the Batavia Riverwalk gives you walking paths, river views, outdoor event space, fishing spots, picnic areas, and easy access to the Fox River Trail, which connects either side of the Fox River via Peace Bridge. Over 40 miles of biking, jogging, and walking paths connecting communities all the way north to Elgin and south past Aurora's. Now, kayakers, paddleboarders, and cyclists are regular sights along the water. This is the kind of amenity people actually use, and not just something that looks good in a relocation guide. You'll see people walking dogs, riding bikes, heading to events, taking photos, or just using it as a quick reset at the end of the day. And that's where Batavia starts to separate itself from other suburbs. It's a town where the river, downtown parks, and events all create that community lifestyle. Hey, if you're watching this video because you're considering a move to the Chicago area, make sure to check out my other videos all about the top Chicago suburbs. And if you'd like to connect, call, text, or email me directly, and I'd love to see how I can help. And don't forget to smash that like button so more people can find my videos. One of the biggest reasons families move to Batavia are the schools. Most of Batavia is served by Batavia Public School District 101 and is well regarded with a strong reputation for academics, supportive teachers, and competitive athletics. Niche.com gives the district an overall A grade in its 2026 rankings. It's the third ranked school district in Kane County and number 34 in the state of Illinois, Batavia High School being the centerpiece. Its Friday night football games are practically community events, and the team is usually pretty good. Now, in Kane County, it's the 5th best public high school, and it's ranked number 2 for athletics. And what people like about the schools here isn't just test scores, it's the combination of academics, athletics, activities, school spirit, and of course, communities that tend to support the district, which matters because when families move to the suburbs, they're usually not just asking, is this a good school? It's usually, will my kid have opportunities? What is there to be involved in, and will this be a good place to raise my family? And in my opinion, Batavia checks a lot of those boxes. Moving on to housing and real estate, Batavia gives people a pretty good mix of homes. You'll find the historic homes closer to downtown neighborhoods with those mature trees, and as you move away from the river, you'll see traditional two-story homes, split levels, townhome options, and newer construction options in and around town. Now, the big thing to understand is this: Batavia really isn't the cheapest suburb anymore. As of recent market data, Batavia's average sale price for a detached single-family home is roughly $550,000, which is up nearly 24% in 3 years. And it's why I featured Batavia in my recent video about the top Western Chicago suburbs, where $600,000 buys the best house, which you can watch right here. With that said, there are quite a few homes in the Tanglewood Hills neighborhood and other pockets of Batavia selling well into 7 figures, so you can see people consider this area a good investment. And in today's high inflationary world, that's a big deal for families trying to stretch their home buying budget while still landing in a top tier suburb. And because of that, it's my prediction this area should see a boom over the next 5, maybe 10 years. That's if it hasn't already started and the ship hasn't sailed, of course. But compared to neighboring St. Charles and Geneva, Batavia can feel more attainable while still giving you Fox River access, a strong school district, a beautiful downtown, and the overall Tri-Cities lifestyle. And enhancing that lifestyle are the things to do. One of the biggest local events is the Batavia Farmers Market, which runs Saturdays during the warmer months on North River Street. You can enjoy live music while shopping for fresh produce, meats, and cheeses. I always indulge in a breakfast sandwich whenever I go. This is a great example of what Batavia does well. It brings people downtown, supports the local vendors, and gives the town that active weekend energy. You've also got seasonal events like Bat Fest, Windmill City Fest, cocktails in the park, holiday events, summer concerts, and local programming through Batavia Main Street and the Park District. Again, this isn't the suburb where nothing happens after 6 p.m. There's usually something going on, and even if you're not attending every event, it creates a sense of community that people notice when they're deciding where to live. Now, for parks and recreation, Batavia is stronger than it's given credit for. The Batavia Park District operates over 40 parks covering 400 acres of parkland, runs year-round programs, great scenic trails, and community events like I previously mentioned. Now, the go-to spot to keep cool in the summertime is the Batavia Quarry Beach. It's one of the more unique amenities in the area. It's a former stone quarry that's been turned into an outdoor swimming facility with a sand bottom swimming area, zero depth entry, slides, diving boards, picnic spaces, and of course volleyball. So definitely more than your average neighborhood pool. You've also got the Fox River Trail for biking, walking, running, and connecting to other towns along the river. For families, outdoor people, and anyone who likes being near trails and water, Batavia has a lot to offer. So, why do people actually move to Batavia, Illinois? The simple answer is balance and the fact that it has personality. People like that Batavia feels established but not overly crowded. It has history, but it's not stuck in the past. With strong schools, without carrying the same price premium or attention as some of the more talked about western suburbs. And for people who want the Fox Valley lifestyle, Batavia gives you quick access to the other areas such as downtown Geneva and St. Charles, the river trail, parks, restaurants, events, and shopping without necessarily feeling like you're living in the busiest part of the area. It's a town that works well for families, professionals, downsizers, and people who just want character without giving up convenience. And if convenience and simplicity is important to you in your real estate plan, you can reach out to me by phone, text, or email. I'd love to help you figure out if Batavia or another Chicago suburb is the right fit for you and make your move as smooth as possible. I help people understand these towns, compare neighborhoods, evaluate the housing market, and figure out which suburb actually fits their budget and lifestyle. And if you live in Batavia already, drop a comment down below. What's one thing people should know before moving here? Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Local vendors and gives the town that active weekend energy. GoPro, stop recording.